Well, I just thought I'd make another video. Uh, I guess it's living out here kind of in the country is kind of getting to me a little here. Um, well, anyway, no, not quite as much. Anyway, I was listening to Morning Man about the oil spill, and I think she hit a lot of things right on the head. As far, they spent all this time talking about a terrorist in New York who I have my doubts about that whole story, like a lot of their stories. They have this little cartoonish clock. You go to all that trouble, he's real serious, and they put a little cartoonish clock that has nothing to do with, anyway, timer, timer, clock, whatever. Anyway, so it's kind of like they could have done that to coincide with this other thing so that the oil spill would be downplayed. It's like they kind of they downplay it by saying, "Well, we're in the first inning," and there was some other YouTube um, video person. Anyway, somebody else on YouTube says, "Well, now let's see, they're calling war, and this is like they're making a card game out of war, and they're making a baseball game out of oil spills. What's next? You know, and it really is. It's everything is topsy turvy. And that's the way they want it. They want your priorities to be all screwed up, and forget about whether somebody's uh, being held indefinitely without trial, or being tortured, or your civil rights or anything. Just worry about one possible terrorist that may, you know, may possibly be lurking around. Even if we had 20,000 terrorists, um, if there you don't have any. We have at least that many people that should be very upset with us if you think about it. I mean, we blew up their families and everything, so we probably do have 20,000 possible terrorists. But anyway, they're trying to make us all their enemies so that they can, everybody is the enemy of the state, so that they can have their elitist, social climbing fascists. I wrote to Senator Nelson, and I said to him, I said, um, I have it written down here somewhere. What I said to him. This is what I said to Senator Nelson. After the attack on the towers on 9/11, I, like many others, have studied the hinkiness, which is a police term that for this doesn't add up, and also the hinkiness of many other events. I began doing some serious research. I found that there was a stock market way back in the 1700s, while Napoleon was waging war at Waterloo. The Rothschilds, a private banking dynasty, was able to acquire both the central banking system of England and France by putting out false reports about who was winning in their stock market geared papers, much as they control Reuters and AP to this very day. My point is, the Rothschilds have gained control of almost every country's central banking system, including our Federal Reserve, which, as you know, is a private organization. It is very important to have a real audit because what happened in Greece could easily happen here. Stock prices go way down, the money goes overseas, and no one sees a dime of their hard-earned pensions. That is what is really starting to happen. Protocol may seem to indicate sticking with the bankers, but these are slave ship pirates. They are stealing from every country's economy and will very gladly steal from ours. Please consider a real audit of the Fed. Bill, we really need to stop these warmonger, power-hungry, nationalist, socialist fascists. These bankers are trying to make every country and every socialite a national social climber fascist also. Social climber fascist also. Yours sincerely. Okay. Yeah, that's what I said because a lot of people, you know, it's one thing to be a social climber. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, we're all can be social climbers. That's kind of, that's natural. Want to be up with the, you know, other intellectuals or whatever, in any chosen field or whatever. But when you get up and you're getting your money, as a politician say, from these big banks, and that's where your social climbing ends up. It's like you get all the way to the top and you get handed a shit degree or something. And there's no reason to stick up for these bankers. No reason at all. They've been at this game for 300 years, and they will pay people off. They can pay off whoever they want, and they can put as much money in the stock market and take as much money out of the stock market. Who do you think is rigging that? There was a lot of news in the last week or so that that wasn't something that was done by you or I. We didn't go into the stock market with our $100 or $10,000 and cause trillions of dollars to change all like in a few hours or an hour or less in the stock market. We didn't do that. No, it had to be somebody really big that has a lot of money. It's like you're going to a poker game. You got $10. They got 20,000. $1 million. How are you going to play in a poker game when you got $10 and they got $10 million? So that's why I would tell people to stay away from the stock market because it's rigged. It's had been rigged since the late 1700s. So anyway, I'll close now because I've been having trouble with my videos anyway. It might not even get out there. A lot of times the volume comes out all garbled, and especially when I do some of my music videos, they don't even come through. But then I get kind of, tired of messing with it. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a good. I hope everybody has a good summer. Um, See you later. I'm trying to get this